हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Samyukta Mataji. Mataji, you can start with Kirtan Mataji. Hare Krishna. Then I pronounce to you.
Okay, man. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Chanavallabha Givaradhari, Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Brahmachari, Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Jaya 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 Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadramai, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Mataji. Today we are going to discuss the 12th chapter summary, and as well as we are going to discuss some of the remaining topics. So before that, I would like to invite and thank all the Matajis and Prabhujis who have joined the session. So today actually there are only 6 participants. I think most of them are on the vacation. Mataji, how was the count yesterday, Mataji? Somebody who has joined yesterday, how was the count yesterday?
Yeah, Mataji, actually, the devotees will join in. They will slowly trickle in.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we can start. Yesterday, there were, I think, close to about 25 devotees were there yesterday.
Okay, Mataji. Okay.
So they'll just keep joining in, Mataji. Yes.
Sure, Mataji. Sure. Hare Krishna. Let's start the prayer. So, today's topic is association with the advanced devotees and the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord and living in Mathura.
Mataji, you can start with Nana Shastra Vichara Naikanipuna verse,
Yes,
and then
ma'am.
we'll go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
by the time devotees also will join in. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, ma'am. Hare Krishna. नानाशास्त्रविचारनैकनिपुनो सद्धर्मसंस्थापको लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरो राधाकृष्णपदारविन्दभजना नन्देन मत्तालिको वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालको वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालको वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालको. Let us go to the topic today. Shri Shri Shad Goswami Ashtakam ki jai. We are going to discuss about the advanced association with the advanced devotees. The importance of discussing Srimad Bhagavatam in a society of few devotees was explained by Shaunaka Muni during the meet in Naimisharanya in the presence of Sutta Goswami. So in the Naimisharanya, while they were discussing about the Srimad Bhagavatam, the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam was explained by Shaunika Rishi, where in the Naimisharanya, in the presence of Sutta Goswami. And what they have confirmed that someone who is fortunate enough to associate with some pure devotee, even for a moment association, it is like, even if you are a fraction of seconds, if you associate with a pure devotee, then what will happen is the all our pious activities, even though they are so they are like they can even be promoted to the heavenly planets, and also the liberation is guaranteed for them. So such a potency is there to just associate with a pure devotee. In other words, it is explained that any kind of spiritual benefit, even to the elevation to the higher planets, even to the liberation, everything, it is not, it is the pure, so who are attached to Srimad Bhagavatam, they don't care for the liberation, they don't care for any heavenly planet, they don't care for the liberation, they don't care for any kind of material benefit. Their only desire is to serve the Lord and to do the devotion service. So as such, the pure association is transcendental. So this is not compared to any kind of material happiness. Whatever reward we give, how much ever the position is given, whatever liberation, sarupya, any kind of liberation is given, the devotee is not ready to take the liberation. He is only in the mood to serve
the devotees, associate with the devotees, and also discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. All this is comes under the devotional service. So such is the potency of association with the devotees. So even such, if somebody is associating with such a devotee, then it is like he has got so much pious activities, and it is and he is also he can also be liberated from all the material miseries. In the Hari Bhakta Shubhodaya also, it is explained there is a conversation between the Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada Maharaj. So here Hiranyakashipu is addressing Prahlad Maharaj, and what he is saying, my dear son, association is very important. It acts just like a crystal stone. Have you all seen the crystal stone? How it is? It's very clear. It's has it's like, transparent. It's very clear. So which reflects anything which is put before it. So whatever if we go and stand in front of the crystal, then it will reflect whatever it is there. There is no blurred vision, it's a clear vision. And whatever we show the image in front of the crystal, it just shows the clear image. So in that way, if we associate with the flower like devotees, then what will happen, our heart also become crystal clear. And in the same way, our heart also reflects like them. For example, with whomever we associate, we will become like them. If we associate with the nice devotees, we will become a nice devotee. I have I know a devotees who used to go to Mangalarti daily. Every day they used to go to Mangalarti without missing. So these are Indians only, but they were staying in USA, I think. So this couple was famous as a Mangalarti couple. So they used to go to Mangalarti daily, and they were given one car by some devotee because they used to go on a two-wheeler. It was very cold, so they were given one car by some devotee. And these devotees, because they used to go to Mangalarti every day, they inspired so many devotees. And they were invited to the devotees' house to come and stay with them so that they can go to Mangalarti along with them. So these devotees used to go in a car at night. They used to sleep with the devotee whoever wants to go to Mangalarti, and they all used to go to Mangalarti. In this way, they used to inspire a lot of people. And on the way, whoever devotees stay, they used to call them. One day night only, they used to call them. We have come here on this way. For example, if there are route A and route B, the devotees are staying in route A, they used to call the devotees in A route, we're going to Mangalarti, you want to join us, you can join us. And they used to take all the devotees. In this way, they used to help. So, whomever devotees we associate, we become like them. So some devotees are very enthusiastic in book distribution. So if we go and associate with those devotees, we will become very good book distributor. Some are very good in deity worship. If we are associating with such devotees, we become we learn very good devotional service, serving the deities, following the standards and all. And if we are associating with the Matajis who are cooking, who are very good at doing Rajboga, following the standards, our standards also get improved. And who are very good in reading, if we are associating with them, they will also make us read. And who has got a very good taste for chanting, even if we associate with them, we also finish our 16 rounds early in the morning. If we go with the devotees to Mangalarti, if we sit and chant our 16 rounds in a fraction of minutes, in Brahma Muhurta itself, we attend Mangalarti, we finish our rounds, we attend Srimad Bhagavatam, everything will finish. So, who are pakka at the morning program, no? If we are associating with them, even our morning program will become very strong. In this way, there are different kinds of devotees. So, with whomever we associate, we become such a devotee, such kind of a devotee. And if we are associating with much more advanced devotees like Maharajas, if we are associating with senior Prabhujis and senior Matajis, we progress much more further because their standards are much more higher. In this way, we will be inspired and we will follow such devotees. In the same way, if the recipient of the spiritual knowledge and deliverer of the spiritual knowledge are sincere, the bona fide, there will be a good results. So in this way, for example, if a man and woman are there, if a man is not deceased, if a woman is not deceased and the man is healthy, then they have very high chances of having a conception. In this way, there is no problem in their conception. So here, the recipient of the knowledge and the deliverer of the spiritual knowledge are both compared as a two in the same way they are compared to, because the results are good if they both are uniting. It means the recipient of the spiritual knowledge is we, and the deliverer of the spiritual knowledge or of the i- who is the deliverer of the spiritual knowledge? Either you can read the books by either you can read books, or you can hear from the devotees. So this combination also gives a good results. Just like a healthy husband and healthy wife gives a gets a healthy child, in the same way uh, this combination gives the good results of spiritual knowledge, spiritual improvement, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So this is another second topic. So what is the chanting? What is the chanting means? We chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. About this chanting, in the first canto, in the verse number 11 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained. What it is explained is, it is the discussion between the Sukadeva Goswami and the Maharaj Parikshit. So Sukadeva Goswami is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj that if one is spontaneously chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then he has to be understood that he has reached the highest perfectional stage. This what it is explaining. It is explaining that even if a person is spontaneously attached to Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if this attached to Hare Krishna Mahamantra means is like he's a perfectionist. He has reached the highest stage of perfection. In the same way, the karmis, the jnanis, the yogis, whoever is aspiring for the liberation, who is aspiring for the spiritual salvation. So all those people can also get the desired results only when they start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Such is the potency of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Otherwise, they'll be stuck in the middle of the journey. For example, the karmis, the salvationists, they will all merge into the Brahman, but they cannot progress further. If they have to progress further, they have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Sukadeva Goswami uses the word nirneetam, which means it has already been decided. What it is decided? That he was a liberated soul and therefore could not accept anything which was not conclusive. And Sukadeva Goswami explains that more, he explains more. He's stressing here. What it is stressing? One who has come to the stage of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with two qualities. One is determination and other is steadiness. What will happen? He has passed the all trials of fruitive activities, mental speculation, and mystic yoga. So whatever test Maya gives, whatever the kicks Maya gives, whatever problems he gets, whatever misery he gets, he has surpassed everything whatever has come in his life, and he is fixed in his devotion. That means he is determined with what qualities? With determination and steadiness. So if we are having these two qualities, even in our chanting, even we can become free from this fruitive activities, mental speculation, and mystic yoga. The same thing is also explained in Adi Purana. This is the conversation between the Krishna and Arjuna. So what are while so here Krishna is telling, anyone who is chanting the transcendental name must be considered as always associating with me. So whenever we are chanting, it means we are associating directly with the Lord. We are, it is like a very, if we are going to meet any prime minister or any big leader, how much happiness, how much satisfaction, and how much proud we feel. Oh, I'm going to meet such a person. And every day we are chanting. What are we doing? We are associating with the Supreme Lord. We are directly been getting the chance to associate, to talk, to meditate upon his names. Mean it is direct association with the Lord. And I may tell you frankly that for such a devotee, I become easily purchased. So here Krishna is telling that for such kind of a devotee who has been chanting, he is very dear to me. He says, I am completely purchased by for such devotee. It means Krishna is sold out. Krishna himself is declaring that he is sold out. He is being taken away by such devotees. Even in the Padma Purana, the importance of chanting is mentioned. So, on the lips of a person who has for many births worshipped the Vasudeva. So, chanting of Hare Krishna, where it is present it only on the lips of a person who has been, who has for many births worshipped Vasudeva. That is the gift which he got because of worshipping Vasudeva for many years. Then only the chanting of Hare Krishna. It is not possible for everybody to chant unless and until you have Sukruti. So chanting should not be taken for it easy. It is somebody who is praying for you. It is your past devotional activities which is unfinished. It is the blessings of the Vaishnavas. It is the mercy of the Krishna that we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It should not be taken as easily, or it should not be taken, oh, chanting it should not be taken for very lightly. It should be taken with the utmost respect, because we are directly associated with the Supreme Lord through the signals and transmissions. We are associating with the Supreme Lord, just like a phone has got waves and we are talking to the another person in somewhere else. In the same way, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is like a mobile phone, is like a, signals which is connecting us with the Supreme Lord. There is no difference. It is also said in Padma Purana that there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord himself. The Lord and his name has no difference. It is the same thing. If you're calling Krishna, it is directly Krishna you're associating. So the name and form has no difference. It is the same. As such, the holy name is as perfect as the Lord himself in fullness, purity, and eternity. So, the holy name is completely full of purity, and it is eternity. The holy name is not material sound vibration, nor it has got any contamination. It is the purest of the purest of the pure. It has no material contamination, and it cannot be chanted. uh, so it cannot be chanted like whenever we are, there should not be any offenses which should be which has offenses should be avoided. We have to chant offenselessly, then only the maximum benefits of the chanting are attained. So if somebody is not able to purify his senses, or if somebody is not able to follow the four regulatory principles, if somebody is not able to purify his senses or control his senses, for such a person to chant offenselessly, it is difficult. To explain other words, the material senses, if they are not completely, or if they are not properly engaged in chanting the Hare Krishna, then it is very difficult to attain that benefits of chanting. So by adapting the chanting process, what will happen is one will purify the senses first, then happens the offenselessly chanting. So to come to the stage of offenselessly chanting, you have to chant somehow. You have to start somehow. We cannot wait. We become pure devotee, bhakta, and then and then we chant. No, we cannot. We can never become. Only by chanting process, the heart gets cleanses, our senses get cleansing, and then only we will try to become a devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recommended that everybody has to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to cleanse the dust from the heart. So our heart is filled with lots and lots of dust, and it has to be cleaned. How it can be cleaned? It can be cleaned only by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And if that dust is cleansed away, then one actually understands what is the importance of the holy name. So when that dust is cleared, it is like a mirror. Then only you can see the picture of the Lord in your heart, because it's now clear. So you can understand this only when you are actually chanting and your heart is cleansed. So the persons who are not inclined to clean their heart by this dust, then for those people, it is not possible to derive the transcendental results from chanting. So if we are not purifying our senses, if you are not chanting offenselessly, if you are not inclined to chant, or with love, if you are not chanting, then for such a persons, it is very difficult to get the benefits. It becomes because the chanting becomes a mechanical. When we are doing something, it has got rules and regulations. For example, if we want to go to a particular place, we need to have a proper Google map. We need to plan the trip. Otherwise, if we are not planning the trip, we will be lost somewhere. In the same way, if we are cooking some item, then we need to have a proper ingredients, we need to have a proper utensils, we need to have a proper place. If one of this is missing, we cannot do anything. For example, if we are told to cook something and if we don't have ingredients, how can we cook? There is no question of cooking, there is no question of tasting. So the taste will come only when you cook with the proper ingredients, then only it is possible. In the same way here also, if we are chanting with proper mood, the results are seen. If we are not chanting in a proper mood, if the chanting is mechanical, then the results are not seen and the devotee cannot enjoy the bliss. Then what should we do here? Because we have to accept one spiritual master. So, in the guidance of spiritual master, the disciple is trained to render devotional service and at the same time chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, as soon as his spontaneous service attitude, he can immediately understand the transcendental nature of the Mahamantra. So, here the solution is given. So here it is said that the if you don't have a taste, then if you don't have a proper mood, if we are not chanting offensively, the results are not getting. Then what we have to do? We have to follow one process. What is that process? We have to accept a spiritual master. We have to do the devotional service. And then what happens? Our heart get cleaned and we get inclined to the devotional service. So slowly and slowly what will happen is that because of that service attitude, we get to understand the transcendental nature of the holy name, the importance, the potency of the holy name works. As I told you in the last week, my mother was not well. She was hospitalized, and I was chanting, and even my brothers, my family, they never experienced the power of chanting, or they never felt the chanting would actually make wonders. But even they started chanting. If they don't know anything, they were not following any rules and regulation. They were simply chanting, not even with the beads. They were chanting only with the clicker. So they were sitting and chanting in the hospital. And then what happened? They were thinking, if we chant more, I mean, the results were seen. My mother, actually, her health was improving. As soon as they started chanting, they started praying, the results were seen. So this helped them to get the faith on the holy name. So if they were actually chanting helplessly and hopelessly, completely dependent on the Lord, and they were begging, "Oh Lord, please help my mother, please protect her." Like that, they were chanting. So this has got the immense love for Krishna. In this way, they were able to understand the potency of the holy name. Next is living in Mathura. In the Padma Purana, there is a statement about the importance of the holy names of holy places like Mathura and Dwaraka. So there is the importance of Mathura and Dwaraka. It explained here what are the benefits we get when we go and stay in Mathura or Dwaraka. So to travel in different pilgrimages is to attain emancipation from the material bondage. It means we get the liberation from the material bondage if we are going to such dhams. So how, and is it the last stage? I mean, is it the only thing which we have to attain? No. Even after attaining that stage, we have to further progress more. How we can progress more? One is, so after attaining such liberation, one becomes engaged in the devotional service. And after that, attainment of Brahma Bhuta stage, one again has to advance. And so that after attaining the transcendental loving devotional service, then he will achieve the goal of life. What is that goal of life? That he is completely liberated from the material desires and he needs no liberation. He only wants the devotional service and he is awarded devotional service also. Even the Lord does not want the devotee to get liberated. He also wants the devotee to engage in devotional service and enjoy the bliss. It is explained more here. It is further said that who is that person who will not agree to worship the land of Mathura? So it is that important is to worship the Mathura because there are so many benefits to just go and stay in Mathura, to follow devotional service, to follow Chaturmas, to go and see the deities there, to stay there. Everything has got so much potency. So Mathura can deliver all the desires and ambitions of the fruitive workers, yogis, karmis, gyanis, everybody is, they will get liberated. Certainly, Mathura will deliver the desires of the devotees who simply aspire to engage in devotional service of the Lord. More than the Mayavadis, more than the Gnanis, Karmis, everybody, the devotee will be actually getting the more benefits. Why? Because he is aspiring for what? He is aspiring for the devotional service from the Lord. It is also explained in the Vedic scriptures that how wonderful is that simply by residing in Mathura, even for one day, one can achieve the transcendental loving attitude towards the Supreme Lord. So, even to stay one day, we get the transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord. This land of Mathura must be more glorious than Vaikuntha Dhama. So, it is very important that every one of us has to visit Mathura Dham and get the blessings of the Lord. So, it is so much potency of Mathura Dham is explained. So, if you get a time, please plan your this summer trip to go to Mathura and take the darshan of the deities there. There is a beautiful temple in Mathura where the Krishna was born in a jail. So, you can all visit the temple if you have not visited. So let us do the summary of the chapter 12. The time is 11:20. Oh, 6. Okay. So hearing the revealed scriptures. In this para, it is explained about the scriptures. What is the importance of the scripture? What is the benefits we get by reading the scriptures? So Srila Rupa Goswami is explaining that what is a scripture? Any book which is actually giving the enlightenment in the matter of advancing in devotional service. It means a book which has got a knowledge and that is helping us to advance our progress in spiritual knowledge. That is called as a revealed scripture. And Srila Madhvacharya also referred some of the books that are to be considered as scriptures like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, Upanishads and Vedanta. So all these are referred by Madhvacharya. In the Skanda Purana also, it is explained that a person who is constantly engaged in reading scriptures is what he is getting is cultivation of the Vaishnava devotional service is always glorious in the human society. And what will happen? And certainly Krishna become pleased with him. So whoever is reading the books, what will happen? Krishna is very much pleased with them. And along with the reading book, he is actually showing the devotional service, then it is more glorious. A person who is very carefully keeps such literature at home and who is offering obeisances, he is also freed. Not only reading, not only understanding, just by keeping the literature at house, just by doing obeisances, the person is freed from all the sinful reaction. So this is the reason in this book distribution season, lot of devotees, they distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, it is like reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, just keeping the Srimad Bhagavatam at house, the house is purified. And the person will out of all the sinful reaction and ultimately becomes worshipped by the demigods. Who? The person who is having the scriptures, the person who is paying the obeisances, that person is being he becomes the worshipable to the demigods because he is having a scriptures at home, because he is paying the obeisances to the scriptures at home. So such a potency to have the scriptures in our home. It is also said that to Narad Muni that, my dear Narada, a person who writes Vaishnava literature and keeps at home has got already Narayana residing at home. So, so the person who is writing and a person who is keeping the literature at home, that it means the Lord Narayana is personally residing in their place. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto, 13th chapter and 15th verse, it is explained the essence of the Vedanta philosophy. So any person who is attached in a some or other way to the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, he will not have any taste for other scriptures. It means the reader of the Srimad Bhagavatam has lost the taste for the other scriptures, material scriptures. He is very much interested to release the nectar from the Bhagavatam because now he has become attached to Srimad Bhagavatam so dearly that other than the Srimad Bhagavatam, he is not getting any taste by reading the other books. For example, if we are having the best dish in the world And after eating that best dish, even if you are told to give, sorry, some other gifts, some other items to taste, you will not be having such a taste because you've already tasted the best. When you're already tasting the best, you'll not have a taste for the lower food items, or some other items, some other dishes, because you have tasted the best of everything. Next topic is residing in Mathura. So what is the best benefits to reside in Mathura? We have already discussed just before. So this is some of the more glories of Mathura. So in Varaha Purana, there is a statement which is praising about the residential quarters of Mathura. The Varahaswami is telling to his men on the earth, any person who becomes attracted to places other than Mathura will certainly be captivated by the illusionary energy. Here Varahadev is telling that when a person is not attached to Mathura and he is attached to any other place, it means he is under the illusionary energy. He is under the complete clutches of the Maya. So in Brahmanda Purana, it is explained that all the results of traveling on all the pilgrimage within the three worlds can be achieved simply by holy land of Mathura. So the benefit what we get going around the three worlds, you will get only just by visiting Mathura. And in many Shastras, it is explained that simply by hearing, remembering, glorifying, desiring, seeing, and touching the land of Mathura, one can achieve all the desires. Such a potency is there to the Dham of Mathura. Next, rendering service to the devotees. In the Padma Purana again, there is a nice statement told that praising the service of the Vaishnavas or devotees. So this is explained about the glorifying the devotee service. In that perspective, Lord Shiva is telling to Mother Parvati, my dear Parvati, there are different methods of worship, but out of all such kinds of methods, the worship to the Supreme Person is considered to be the highest. So out, out of many kinds of worship, the worship to the Supreme is the best. But even higher than the worship of the Lord is the worship of the Lord's devotees. Here, the glorification of the Lord devotee is given, that more than the worship of the Lord is pleased with the worship of his devotees. It is high, it is considered as the higher than the worship of the Lord is worshipping of Lord devotees. For example, I'll tell you the example. We are doing Guru Puja every day. So we sing Samsara Dava and we sing Guru Ashtaka and we glorify our Srila Prabhupada. We do Guru Puja. So what are we doing here? We are respecting the spiritual master or Srila Prabhupada equal to the Krishna, equal to the Lord. That respect has to be given equal to the Lord. So that is the reason we have an altar. We worship Srila Prabhupada and all the other acharyas and all the other whoever is there in the district succession, we are giving. And what is that is happening? See, Srila Prabhupada will give to his spiritual master, his spiritual master to his spiritual master, his spiritual master to his spiritual master. Like that, finally it will go to Krishna. They will not give it themselves. They will transfer it to their spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada always says, whatever I have done, it is because of my spiritual master. It is the glory of my spiritual master that I am able to do this. In this way, they contribute their success to the spiritual master. This is the disciplic succession. And it will finally reach to Krishna. Right? And then, one of the similar statement in the third canto, 7th chapter of 19th verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained, let me become a sincere servant of the devotees, because by serving them, one can achieve unalloyed devotional service onto the lotus feet of the Lord. So, by doing, uh, how to become the sincere servant? How can we become a sincere servant? Is that when we are serving devotees. So how one can achieve unalloyed devotional service to the lotus feet of the Lord. Only by serving the devotees we get the more devotional service to the Lord, because Lord also likes these devotees to be served, and he is pleased when we are actually serving the devotees, the because the devotees are very dear to the Lord. A similar statement is given in the third chapter. This is over, no? So the service of the devotees diminishes all miserable conditions, because with one deep devotional service for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So by serving the devotees, all the material problems are finished. We will no more have any kind of spiritual problems. Because does it mean that we will not get any problems? No. We will have a problems, but the impact of those problems will not be more on us, because we are in a different mood. We see everything in a different perspective. Our thinking, our process, everything will change when we are actually following the devotional service. We think that whatever is happening, it is happening according to the will of the Lord, and it is also happening because of my past karma. Nobody is responsible for this. It is my own karma because of which I am facing this. And it is the will of the Lord that I have to pass through this test. So, in this way, the devotee's perspective is changed. In the Skanda Purana, there is a similar statement. Persons whose bodies are marked with a tilaka, symbolizing the conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus, and who always keep the leaves of tulsi on his head, and his bodies are adorned with the Gopi Chandana, even seen once. So when we are seeing a devotee with the tilak, with these marks, then even when we are seeing him one time, help the seer to relieve from all the sinful activities. Just by seeing the devotee with the tilaka, with the neck beads, we are relieved from most of the all the sinful activities are gone just by seeing that vision of the devotee having tilaka and beads. See, such an importance is to wear the neck beads and the tilaka. Every day, please wear tilak. Nicely gopi chandan you mix and you make a tilak paste and you keep the tilak and adorn your body with the 12 places. 12 places you can apply the tilaka. And if you're following without onion garlic diet or food, you can prasadam, you can actually wear the neck beads. A similar statement is also told in the first canto of the 19th chapter of the 33rd verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, that there is no doubt one becoming freed from all the sinful reaction after visiting a devotee, or just touching his lotus feet, or giving him a sitting place. It says that it there is no doubt that a person is completely liberated just by even visiting one pure devotee's house, or just by touching his feet, like we do for our spiritual masters or acharyas, and just giving a sitting place. See, if some devotees coming to a house, if I mean few devotees, any proper disciples or any senior devotees or any normal devotees, if their devotees are coming to your house, if the devotee is pure, if the devotee is sincere, or all the devotees are sincere, but if we are calling any devotees to the house, to if we are giving them sitting place, if we are doing some simple service also, all our sins are eradicated. It means such a potency a devotee is having. By seeing him only we get purified, and what to speak of serving him. Just by giving this small, just by talking, the touching, if we are getting so much liberation, so much benefit, what benefit we can actually imagine we get by serving a true devotee and following their instructions and following their footpath, so much benefit we get. So the same thing is explained here. Even by remembering the activities of such Vaishnava, it means talking or glorifying about that Vaishnava. For example, we do the glorification for the Acharyas. We talk about them. We fast for them. So one becomes purified along with one's whole family. And what they can be said of rendering direct service to him. So just by talking, remembering their glories only, we get so much benefit. So if we are directly doing service to the devotees, it is more glorious and we get more benefits. In the Adi Purana also it is explained in the following statement by Krishna himself. Here Krishna is talking to Arjuna. My dear Partha, one who claims to be my devotee is not so. Only a person who claims to be devotee of my devotee is actually my devotee. So what Krishna is telling, who is a devotee is a devotee of my devotee. He is a servant of my servant. He is very dear to me. No one can approach Supreme Lord directly. One must approach him with the help of a pure devotee. It means through the spiritual master. Therefore, in the system of Vaishnava activities, the first duty is to accept the devotee as a spiritual master and then accept a devotee as spiritual master and then render devotional service unto him. So first what we have to do, we have to accept the spiritual master and then only we can render devotional service. So Srila Goswami, Rupa Goswami also explains that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, mm, from different scriptures are accepted to be the great acharyas and devotees of the Lord. So many quotes even he has given from different scriptures that about the great acharyas and devotees of the Lord. Next topic is serving the Lord according to the position. So here in the Padma Purana again, it is explained that one should perform the ceremonies of the Lord according to the one's financial position. So, if we can afford to have a nice altar, we can have a nice altar. If we can if we can accommodate having a nice deities, we can get the nice deities. If we are able to offer 3 times nicely, full meals we can offer. So according to the capacity and financial position, one can promise to the deities and they can perform such services. Everyone should observe the different ceremonies and celebrations of the Lord by all means. So when you are having the deities at house, you can actually you can perform many ceremonies and you can invite devotees, you can give them prasadam, or else if you don't have a duties, you can go to temple and you can participate in those services. Performing devotion service in Kartika. One of the most important of this ceremonial functions is called as Urja Vrata. So regarding the ceremonies we are talking, so this here is one ceremony called as Urja Vrata. This is observing during Kartika. And what is this Urja Vrata? Especially in the Vrindavan also, there is a specific program for temple worship of the Lord in his Damodara form. So we worship Lord in the Damodara form during this Urja Vrata. So Damodar refers means Krishna is bonded by a rope with his mother Yashoda. And it is also said that just as the Lord Damodara is very dear to devotees, so the month known as Damodara or Kartika is also very dear to him. So just like devotees love Krishna in the Damodar form during Kartika, in the same way, the Kartika month is very dear to Krishna. The execution of the devotional service if during this Kartika, if somebody is going to Mathura, it is more glorious. He gets more benefit and they go to Mathura or Vrindavan and they stay during the month of the Kartika, especially to perform devotion service during preachers. So a lot of devotees go to yatras during this season and they go and chant, they sing, they dance, and they follow the uh, follow the devotional service. In the Padma Purana, it is said that the Lord may offer the liberation or the material desires to a devotee. But after devotional service has been executed, particularly in the month of Kartika, the devotee want to attain the pure devotional service. See here, the Lord is ready to give the liberation here. But because he has already executed the devotional service in Mathura, now the devotee himself doesn't want any kind of liberation. He want to do only the pure devotional service, and he want to only achieve or attain that pure devotional service to the Lord. He doesn't want anything. The purpose is that the Lord does not want devotional service to ordinary person who are not serious about it. See, the Lord does not want the non-serious person to follow this. But the p- uh, but the purpose is that Lord does not want but even such unserious person, even though knowingly or unknowingly, if they are following the devotion service in the Dham of Mathura or Vrindavan, he gets very easily awarded and awarded the Lord's personal service. Such a benefit is there for the Dham. Just by going and staying there, we get so much potency. observing the festivals during the Lord's activities. In the Bhavishya Purana, it is explained that the different ceremonies are on the different special days, what we do, like Janmashtami, even this Damodar, and even so many festivals we celebrated. So all these things are explained the importance of following that festivals. So here it is said that in the Bhavishya Purana, my dear Lord Janardana, please let us know the date when your mother Devaki gave birth to you. If you kindly inform us about this, then we shall observe a great celebration on this day. So in this book, it is written that my dear is asking the Krishna, so that give me your dates when you are born, give me your dates where you have entered this world, so that give me the dates he was asked here it is they were asking Supreme Lord. It means by performing such festivals, what will happen is that we please the Lord with those ceremonies. The Lord gets very much pleased. For example, the all the during the Govardhan Leela, all the devotees they were actually worshipping King Indra, but Krishna told them to worship the Govardhana, and everybody started worshipping Govardhana, and they started cooking and offering, and then the Krishna was very much satisfied, and he was very happy, and he has given lot of blessings to the Vrindavanvasis because Govardhan was Krishna himself, and they were performing and they started performing this Govardhana festival every year. So Krishna gets very much pleased if this is done. This statement of Bhavishya Purana is evidence that by observing the different functions in relationship with the Lord, one becomes very pleasing to the Lord. That it says that they become very much pleasing to the Lord. Next, this serving the Lord with great devotion. We have time. I'll quickly end up in 15 more minutes. In the Adi Purana, it is explained that a person who is continuously chanting and who also feels the transcendental pleasure by engaging in the devotional service, such person is awarded the facilities of devotional service and is never given just mukti or liberation. Here it is explained that a person, whoever is doing the devotional service, whoever is serving the Lord with love, for such a person, he gets the transcendental pleasure. By what? By doing such devotional service and by doing the chanting, by engaging in chanting. Not only mukti, but he gets the transcendental pleasure. What is mukti? Mukti means liberation from the material contamination. So one does not have to take birth again into the material world. Okay. And here one more important point is explained. In Adi Purana, the devotee is satisfied simply by being engaged in the devotion service. So in Adi Purana, it is explained that a devotee is satisfied simply by doing the devotional service. Nothing else he wants. He does not aspire for any material liberation, or he does not aspire for any kinds of material benefit. His job is to perform the devotional service and continuously meditate on the Lord. So, in the other words, it is explained that whoever is engaged in the devotional service is not on the material conditions of the life. We should never consider such devotee on the material platform. He is above the material platform. Next is recitation of the Srimad Bhagavatam among the devotees. So, what is the Srimad Bhagavatam? It is a desire tree of the Vedic knowledge. Right? It is a desire tree of the Vedic knowledge. Veda itself means the aggregate or the full sum of the knowledge. And what knowledge is required for human society? It is perfectly explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, different branches of knowledge are there, like sociology, politics, medicines, military art, so many are there. But all these and other branches of knowledge are perfectly kept in Vedas. So, it has to be considered that it is the ripened fruit. Srimad Bhagavatam, it is a ripened fruit uh, of this desire fulfilling tree. So we are explaining of the tree now, and that tree has got a fruit. That fruit is a Srimad Bhagavatam. The tree is honored by the production of its fruit, right? When a tree is having the fruits, good quality of fruits, then the tree is actually considered as the best tree. But if the tree which has not got fruit, then it is considered to be barren. So For example, if we are taking the mango tree, it will give the king of the fruit. What is that? Mango fruit. And when mango mm, fruit become more ripened, it is more tasty. It is the greatest gift to the tree. If the tree is able to provide the sweet mangoes, then it is like, it is a wonderful tree. So the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is similarly, it is compared with the ripened fruit of that Vedic tree. So the Vedic tree which is having that has got a ripened fruit, and that ripened fruit is called as Srimad Bhagavatam. And this ripened fruit is more tasty when it is actually eaten or tasted by the Shukadev Goswami. So here the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be the fruit, is actually from the mouth of Shukadev Goswami. So that is the reason Shukadev Goswami is considered as a parrot, and this fruit of the Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be the nectar. And uh, it is more sweet. It is like, the fruit tasted by the parrot, like that it is more tasty. Srimad Bhagavatam should be received in the disciplic succession. As I told you, we need to have a spiritual master who is following the parampara of Krishna. Madhva, Gaudiya, Sampradaya. Whenever we are explaining about ourselves, we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We are following the Madhvacharyas, and we are called as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Srimad Bhagavatam should be received in disciplic succession without any breakage. So it has to be followed in that order. There should not be any breakage. For example, when a big tree is there and the people are actually plucking the flowers, how they pluck the flowers? The person who is there in the top branch will give it to the person in the lower branch, and from the lower branch, little more. So like that, it is safely brought down to the ground without smashing, without breaking. In this way, the knowledge from the disciplic succession is given through one spiritual master to other spiritual master, and so on and so on and so forth, and then it is given to all of us. So there is no dilution of the knowledge. There is a perfect transfer meter. There is a as it is transfer of the knowledge in the same mood. So that is the reason disciplic succession is very important. Such knowledge must come down through the disciplic succession through the authorized person who know the real purpose of the shastras. There is no imagination here. Whatever knowledge it is as it is been transferred in the disciplic succession. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recommended that learn Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of self-realized person called as Bhagavatam. So here there are two Bhagavatam explained. One Bhagavatam is a person Bhagavatam, and other person is a book Bhagavatam. So the devotee is sometimes called as Bhagavatam, and the book which is in a relationship with this devotional service onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also called as Bhagavatam. So there are two types of Bhagavatams explained. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is recommended that in order to get the real taste of Srimad Bhagavatam, one should actually follow the instructions from Person Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is relishable even by the liberated devotees like Sukadeva Goswami. And Sukadeva Goswami also admits that while he was in the womb, he was liberated, but he was liberated within the womb. But only after releasing the Srimad Bhagavatam, he became the devotee. So even though for the great devotees, even though for the liberated souls, the Srimad Bhagavatam is relishable. They relish reading Bhagavatam. They relish talking about the Bhagavatam. Thus, one who is desirous of advancing in Krishna conscious must actually relish the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, whoever wants to progress in their spiritual life, they have to read Bhagavatam, they have to understand Bhagavatam, they have to recite Bhagavatam, and they have to hear the Bhagavatam. So, by doing all these things, then one get actual taste for Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, first chapter, ninth verse. Although he was very much attracted by Sukadeva Goswami is admitting that although he was very much attracted by the impersonal Brahman, when he heard the transcendental patterns of Supreme Lord from the mouth of his father Vyasdeva, then he became more attracted to Sukadeva Goswami. Sorry, he is more attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. So here Sukadeva Goswami is telling that he is admitting that he was very much attracted, although he was very much attracted to impersonal Brahman because he has heard the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Then, because of hearing from whom? From his father Vyasdev, then what happened? He became a realized soul. Realized soul. and he has contributed for so much transcendental. He has written so many books, and he has contributed for the transcendental knowledge, and he was delivered directly to Sukadev Goswami in the manner it is indicated. It means how the disciplic succession is happening in the same way. The knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam to Sukadev Goswami has come from his father Vyasadev. So this is about the summary of the entire chapter, 12th chapter, the further aspects of the transcendental devotional service. Next is 13th chapter, next time, 5 potent forms of devotional service. We have 5 minutes time. Matajis or Prabhujis, anybody have any doubts? We can discuss. If I know, I will explain. If I don't know, I will ask my seniors and get back. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, very nice.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hari Bol, Mataji, can I ask question?
Ram,
Yes.
Hare Hare. It was
Yes,
like a
Prabhuji.
waterfall, Mataji. There was no stopping. It was just flowing. Nectar was flowing. Hare Krishna. Yes, Virendra Prabhu, go ahead with your question.
Yes, today is the incarnation of Dattatreya Jayanti. So in ISKCON movement, we don't pray about, say about Dattatreya, who is, because in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavad Puran, the story of Anusya and Atri comes, in which Lord Dattatreya is incarnate. So in the ISKCON movement, we don't glorify Lord Dattatreya that much.
Mataji, you want to explain, Mataji? Medhavani Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Dattatreya is said to be the combined version of Shiva, Vishnu, and Mahesh, right? That's how it is explained that all the three of them came as small children, and
Mataji, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh.
yeah. So that is what is explained. So yeah, it is definitely given as one of the incarnations in Srimad Bhagavatam, but it is explained that the Lord's incarnations are so innumerable that we cannot exhaustively describe all of the incarnations of the Lord. That is why it is said, even the topic in Canto 1, which says Krishna is the source of all incarnations, they're talking about 20 incarnations, right? In general, we speak about the top 10 incarnations. It's Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Sri Rama, Balarama, Buddha, Kalki, like that. But then it is not the exhaustive list, right? Because the incarnations of the Lord are so innumerable. So what we generally follow is as per what is given in the Vaishnava calendar, which is in the ISKCON Vaishnava calendar. So that is what we observe, because that is what is celebrated with great pomp and splendor. That does not mean that the other incarnations of the Lord are less important or are not celebrated. It does not mean that. But we have our ISKCON Vaishnava calendar that we follow for our celebrations. Is it okay, Prabhu? There is a very nice
Yes,
description
yes.
of Dattatreya given in Srimad Bhagavatam in the chapter Krishna as the source of all incarnations. Yeah, yes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavats.
There is a shloka also explaining Eka Devaki Putram, means when we have a direct access to Krishna, why to go through the other routes? It's like if we are pouring the water to the roots, entire tree gets nourished, and entire tree gets, it starts humidified and it grows. In the same way, we don't specifically have to go to each and every incarnation or each and every form. We can directly worship Krishna, and everything else is satisfied. Everything else is reached.
Yes, correct. Krishna to Bhagwana Swayam.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other questions, Mataji?
Anyone else wants to ask any question, share any realizations?
There's a question in the chat box.
Maji, 1 second, Maji.
Mataji, does only one who is initiated can wear the tulsi beads around the neck, or others too can wear? The question from Anushri Mataji.
There are two kinds of beads. There are neem beads and tulsi beads. Neem can be worn by the starting devotee, I mean, whenever you are new to the ISKCON, neem beads can be worn. But when you are following the 4 regulatory principles, when you are chanting, when you are not eating onion, garlic, you can wear the tulsi beads. But it depends upon the number of rounds you wear. If you are not initiated, you can wear 1 or 2 rounds. If you are initiated, you can wear the 3 rounds. Right, Mataji?
Okay, my very small question: does a practicing devotee like we all, sadhaka devotees, have that feeling of self-realization in us? Means we are part and parcels of Krishna. We are not this body; we are spirit soul. So, do we get that realization while practicing devotion that we are not this body; we are spirit soul? Because we read Prabhupada's
We will
books,
get
we
lot
are in
of
this moment. We chant
realization,
the holy
Shravi.
names.
Yes. Yes,
So
when we
we
will
get that
definitely get a lot of
realization.
realization. Yes, when we are associating with the devotees and when we are actually listening to the classes, when we are actually reading, we will feel that line is written for us. When we are actually hearing some lectures, we suddenly feel, oh, this has touched me. Oh, this is what happened to me. Yeah, this is what I realized. So you will actually start feeling, reciprocating to the scriptures, reciprocating to the speaker. You will get the realization, Shravi. Definitely, you will get.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes,
You
Mataji.
said, sorry, those who eat onion garlic, they can wear
Neem
neem
beads. Yes,
kantimala
yes, Mataji. Neem can be worn.
if they're
Those,
in onion garlic, huh?
yes, Mataji. Yes. In our
Okay, one
temple,
more.
yes, in our temple, they advise the devotees to follow that neem beads. We can wear.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Mataji. That is pranam.
Thank you. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji. Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji. If there are no questions, we can call it for a day. Thank you,
So
Mataji,
much,
for the
Mataji.
service.
Vachakalpatarubhyascha,
Kripa
Kripasindhubhyascha,
Patitanam
Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Anantakoti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai, Jagat Guru
Jai,
Srila
Papa ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear devotees. Tomorrow we meet at 10:55 a.m. We start with chapter number 13. So I'll share the summary slide for chapter 12 today. I'd like to thank Samyukta Mataji for a very wonderful session today. Thank you all. We need to go back and study the Prabhupada's books. Right? What we are discussing is just an overview. Please study Prabhupada's books word by word because there is a lot of potency in Srila Prabhupada's books. Because Prabhupada himself says there's a words of the Lord himself that he's just writing. And Prabhupada used to release his own books. So much more important how much we need to study, restudy Srila Prabhupada's books so that we understand. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nectar of
Jai.
devotion. Jai.
Jai.
Rupa Goswami ki jai.
Jai.
Entire God.
Hari Hari
Thank you,
Bol.
Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Dandavat
Bol.
Krishna.
Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you.